Hi, I'm Nicole from Low Income Relief, and today I want to talk to you about resources that can help people with disabilities. This is easily one of the most requested topics in terms of requests that we get in our comment section. So today I just want to let you know we are going to cover a lot of different programs that can help you. We're going to talk about financial assistance programs, medical assistance programs, housing programs, food programs, and more. But this is not going to be a fully comprehensive list, because most of the programs that we talk about on lowincomerelief.com and on our YouTube channels, are going to also apply to people with disabilities. So I want to make sure that you know there is more help out there than what we're going to address today. And I hope that you'll take the time to look at our website and our other videos to make sure that you are getting all of the help that you are eligible for. Now, that in mind, let's move on and talk about all the things that we've assembled for you today in today's video. So first up, let's talk about some financial assistance programs. We're going to start with one that I love because I have personal experience with it, and that is the TPD Student Loan Discharge Program. If you have a total and permanent disability and you owe money for student loans, this can be a life changer. Your disability does have to be considered total and permanent, so this is for people with very serious disabilities that are expected to last a very long time. You will need to provide proof of that disability. That can be in the form of a VA rating letter, a Social Security Award letter, or a doctor certifying your condition. Now, you used to have to apply for this manually. You still do in some cases, but if you've become eligible in recent years, you may have received an automatic discharge letter already. If you are eligible and you did not automatically receive that letter, you can complete an application and submit your evidence to Nelnet, and you can find all the details for that at studentaid.gov. Now, there are other programs that may be able to assist you as well. Some states offer what's called HEN, or Housing and Essential Needs, and others have a program called Aid to the Aged, Blind, and Disabled, or AABD. These programs can provide assistance to people with certain physical or mental disabilities. They are not available in all states, but they are available in many states. The catch, of course, is that they aren't always called exactly the same thing. So the Aged, Blind, and Disabled program usually offers cash benefits to eligible individuals to help them cover basic life expenses. But this name does vary by state. So sometimes it's called ABD, AABD, Aid to the Disabled, and so forth. You can contact your state's Department of Human Services to see if it's available in your area. Another great resource is ABLE accounts. ABLE accounts are special savings accounts for people with disabilities that began before the age of 26. Now, if you're not currently eligible, I want you to mark your calendars for 2026 because that age limit is going to expand and these will be available for more people. Now, the great thing about an ABLE account is that it lets you save money for certain expenses without risking your benefits for asset-limited programs like Medicaid or SSI. So for those benefit programs, you can't have more than a certain amount of money saved, or you could lose that benefit. If you have an ABLE account, it's exempt from those limits, so the money in your ABLE account does not count against you for those asset limits for those programs, which is just a tremendous benefit because people can contribute to your ABLE account for you, and then you can use that money without putting your benefits at risk. It's fantastic. Now, of course, most people know about SSI. The program provides monthly payments to people who are blind or disabled and who have limited income or resources. It's especially helpful for those who don't have enough work credits to qualify for Social Security disability. To be eligible for SSI, you do need to meet certain income and asset limits. You can apply online at ssa.gov or by calling 1-800-772-1213. Social Security disability insurance is another great option if you have enough work credits to qualify. This program provides higher monthly benefits based on your work history. To be eligible, you do need to have a qualifying disability that prevents you from working, and you must have earned enough work credits. You can apply online at ssa.gov or by calling 1-800-772-1213. But I have to tell you, I was helping a friend with her SSDI application recently, and it is not easy to apply for these benefits. In fact, I found that the more you need disability benefits like SSDI or VA disability, the harder those are going to be to get because you don't feel good enough to jump through all of the hoops that it takes to be able to get these benefits. And that's why I'm thrilled to partner with Injury Claims. They can help you apply for these benefits if you are eligible. And you can connect with them at lirlinks.com/SSDI. If you have already applied and you've been denied, they can even help you file an appeal. For that, you would go to lirlinks.com/claimhelp. And of course, this same sponsor, Injury Claims, also helps people find out if they're eligible for significant financial compensation from other potential sources as well. So if you are eligible for any of their open lawsuit cases, you may be eligible for some extra money there. So you can get a free case review if you go to lirlinks.com/claims, look through their list of open claims, see if there's anything you're eligible for. Doesn't take much to see if you qualify, so I highly recommend checking that out as well. And of course, there's the TANF program as well. This program typically offers cash benefits, so it's often called EBT cash. It's usually designated for low-income working parents, but if you have a disability, you may still be able to qualify, depending on your state's rules and if you're able to participate in things like job training, vocational rehab, that sort of thing. So it's definitely worth checking into if you are raising a child and struggling financially. Vocational rehab programs are also great. They can help you with career counseling, job training, education, job search assistance, on-the-job support, assistive technology, and accommodations. That is a huge benefit. I've seen vocational rehabilitation programs that can also help you connect with disability-friendly job opportunities, get help with new clothes for your job, get help with transportation to and from work, especially for your first couple of weeks. All sorts of tremendous resources available there if you are able to work, even if you need accommodations with that. So now let's talk about some food assistance programs. I'm just going to briefly touch on SNAP because we talk about SNAP benefits a lot on this channel. But we have gotten quite a few comments from people who think that they don't qualify because they're disabled, so I just wanted to clarify that really quickly. As long as you meet the income and resource limits, you can generally get SNAP benefits. They do have work requirements, but those usually don't kick in until after 3 months, I believe it is, and you can usually get a waiver if you are disabled or if you're waiting on a disability determination. So make sure you follow up with that if you are having a hard time affording food. Meals on Wheels is another great program. They deliver food to your door if your disability makes it hard to cook for yourself or leave your home. The food usually has a very low cost to it. I think when I checked recently, it was like $3 a meal or something like that. And that's usually a suggested donation. And I think they accept SNAP benefits as well. And I do know that their website says that no one is turned away for an inability to pay as well. But yeah, they offer friendly volunteers. They do safety checks. Sometimes they can also help you with pet food or help you connect with resources like home repairs as well if you need those. It's a very, very good program for those who qualify. So now let's touch on some housing assistance programs as well. And we're going to talk about all sorts of housing expenses like property taxes, utilities, so on and so forth. So LIHEAP, they can pay a certain amount per year toward your utilities. This program does have income limits, and they often prioritize seniors and people with disabilities. To apply, you'll need to contact your local LIHEAP office. That's usually going to be your Community Action Council, but you can reach out to the federal LIHEAP website, or you can call the National Energy Assistance Referral Hotline to see who that provider is in your area. Your utility company can usually point you in the right direction as well. Property tax assistance is also available. Many states and local governments offer incredible property tax exemption programs for disabled people who have a limited income. I know when we lived in Washington, we were able to get a property tax exemption, and we were even able to be refunded for the years that we were eligible and overpaid, which was phenomenal. So I highly recommend looking into these. Requirements can vary by location, but generally there are age and income limits. If you're disabled, the age limits typically don't apply to you. So make sure you reach out to your local county tax assessor's office to see if they have any property tax exemptions that you may be eligible for. And there are also often home repair grant opportunities as well. These usually come from a variety of government agencies and nonprofits, and they can usually help with both home repairs and home modifications, like installing disability ramps, grab bars, widening doorways, making sure that you can continue to use your home in a productive and safe way. To find programs like this in your area, you can search online. We've got some terms here that you might be interested in using. You'll just need to sub out your state, obviously, for where we said that. You can also visit our website at lowincomerelief.com for the list that we have put together. Now, I know a lot of people ask us about Section 8, and Section 8 is great. It gives you a voucher that covers a portion of your rent, and you can choose where you want to live as long as the landlord accepts those benefits. To be eligible, you need to meet income limits, and preference is usually given to those who are elderly, disabled, or experiencing homeless. Now, that's the good part. The bad part is that the waiting lists can be insanely long. We are talking many, many years often to get on Section 8, so it is not a fast solution. If you're interested in applying, you can contact your local public housing authority, but just brace yourself because that waiting list can be very, very long. So I also want to point you in the direction of a program that we don't hear about very often, and that's Section 811 housing. So Section 811 funds housing developments that are created specifically for people with disabilities. These developments are built to be accessible, and they often offer on-site support, such as personal care or job training, to help their residents thrive. So to qualify for Section 811 housing, you generally need to meet a couple requirements. You have to have an extremely low income. We're talking no more than 30% of the area median income. You also need to make sure that at least one adult in your household has a disability and is eligible for long-term support services through either Medicaid, a state-funded program, or another qualifying service. If you are eligible, you can contact your local housing authority or HUD office to learn more. You can also go to lirlinks.com/Section 811 to find a list of Section 811 properties and see if there are any available in your area. So now let's talk about some medical assistance programs. Patient assistance programs are amazing. I cannot recommend these enough. These programs are usually offered by drug companies and nonprofits, and they can help you not only with your medication and treatment costs, but often with your travel costs and other associated expenses as well. They cover a wide range of conditions, and that's one thing you have to know, is that each one of these patient assistance funds is usually set aside for people who have a certain condition, whether that's going to be diabetes or Cushing's, or a certain type of heart disease or a certain type of cancer. There are separate funds for each condition. And when the fund is basically spent and there's so many people enrolled that they don't have extra money, the fund will close. And then when they have more funding available, that fund will open up again to applications. So it's kind of hit or miss. You have to check back often to see if the condition that you have has a patient assistance fund and if that fund is open for new applicants. There are several websites that you can use to check and see if you're eligible, including tafcares.org, healthwellfoundation.org, panfoundation.org, needymeds.org, rxassist.org. Those are all great options for connecting with these programs. And of course, if you meet the income limits, Medicaid is a great choice as well. This is a program that can help cover your doctor visits, hospital stays, long-term care, medications, all those healthcare expenses that add up so very quickly when you're dealing with a disability or a chronic illness. So Medicaid rules do vary state by state, but generally you have to meet income and asset limits for that. You can apply with your state's Medicaid office, usually online. If you get Medicaid, you need to go to the main low income relief channel and look for our video about all of the crazy things you can get for free if you have Medicaid, because there are some really incredible things out there. In some states, Medicaid can help you pay your rent. They can help pay for a GED. They can help pay for school supplies, like all sorts of crazy things, car seats, all sorts of stuff. All of that is in a video on our main low income relief channel, so you'll need to go check that out. Now, whether or not you qualify for Medicaid, you may also qualify for Medicare. This is health insurance provided by the federal government for people ages 65 or older, or some younger people with disabilities. So if you are not yet age 65, you may still qualify if you have received SSDI for at least 2 consecutive years, or if you're diagnosed with a specific qualifying condition. To apply, you'll need to go to Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE. If you qualify for Medicare, you may also qualify for Medicare savings programs. These are state-run programs that can help pay for some or all of your Medicare premiums, deductibles, and copays if you have a limited income or resources. And again, eligibility is going to vary by state and program, so you'll want to contact your state Medicaid office or call your state health insurance program hotline for guidance on those. Extra Help is another Medicare adjacent program that can help you pay for your Medicare Part D prescription drug plan costs. And again, that's got income and resource limits attached to it, and you can apply with the Social Security Administration for that. Now, if you need durable medical equipment like wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, other things like that, I know that cost can add up very quickly, but you can often get this equipment for free or very low cost. There are many organizations and programs out there that provide DME to people with disabilities who can't afford it. These resources can make a huge difference in your independence and your quality of life. So if you go to lowincomerelief.com/DME, we have a list there of organizations that may be able to assist you. You can also call 211 for more resources in your area as well. Assistive technology programs can make a world of difference. These tools and devices help people with disabilities perform everyday tasks and live more independently. AT can be anything from a magnifying glass to voice recognition software. There is a huge, broad range of what qualifies as assistive technology. Basically, it's technology that helps with communication, mobility, learning, other accommodations like that. Every state has a program that can provide AT services, and so you can find yours at ataporg.org. And I promise that's not a typo. It's actually ataporg.org. I had to check that myself because I wasn't sure that was right. Okay, so now let's talk about just a couple more assistance programs before we wrap up here. Transportation. Many cities and counties offer specialized transportation services just for seniors and people with disabilities. These services can include things like door-to-door rides, shuttle buses to senior centers or medical facilities, volunteer driver programs, and more. Age and disability requirements might apply, and some programs may have income guidelines. To find out about programs in your area, please contact your area agency on aging or your city's transportation department. And finally, this is one of my favorite things, wish-granting organizations. I don't know if you know this, but there are a ton of different Make-A-Wish style programs, and some of them also help adults with disabilities. Usually when people think of Make-A-Wish, they think of the organization that helps children with disabilities, but we have found others that help adults as well. But yes, even if you're not a senior, there are organizations out there that can help you potentially with your wish granting. So for kids, we have a list here. For adults, we have a list here. There is a separate list for seniors. I didn't include that here because it's in our other video about seniors, which if you are over the age of 60 or so, I highly recommend you go check out that video for Help for Seniors as well, because there is a lot of other programs in there too. And of course, you can always find more help at lowincomerelief.com. Really appreciate that you took the time to watch this video. Make sure you go check out our other videos for more ways to save money and get free stuff.